people becoming different, we are becoming a West normal West country, our problem becoming West problems, to go to Oppenheimer or to Barbie movie and things like that. We are solving this kind of question, and not how to get bread in a shop, you know, like 30 years ago. So what is happening? What I learned, the biggest lesson for me is always was never go to compromise with a system that you don't trust. They will deal with you and they will eat you alive.
台湾与立陶宛的关系发展得很稳定，两国之间的信任感也一直增加。我认为原因是跟台湾与立陶宛的历史经验有关。两个国家都经历过被占领与被独裁政权统治的历史。这一次我在立陶宛首都维尔纽斯跟立陶宛国会友台小组主席 Matas Maldeikis 有讨论台湾与立陶宛的历史经验。为什么立陶宛人那么支持台湾？与台湾与立陶宛可以互相学习的点是什么？欢迎各位收看这次的专访。
Lithuania, Ukraine, Poland, Taiwan, these countries have one similar aspect. These countries are facing an aggressive behavior from a neighbor, from a big neighbor that thinks they have never done anything wrong in their history. How can these countries cooperate, and what these countries can do to protect its sovereignty against the aggressive neighbor?
I always believe in the national interest of the country. I never listen to what the politicians are saying. I always look at what is the national interest of the country. It's much easier to cooperate when you know what is the interest of the country you are talking with and deal from that point of view. So our national interest, all the countries that you mentioned, all their national interests is to live in normal society as we are independently. And what that means we should cherish the system that we live now, in a sense that if the games will be created in Beijing or Moscow, believe me, the countries like Lithuania, Taiwan, Poland, they will cease to exist in sovereignty form or just cease to exist. So this is what is at stake here. So, and our politicians should understand the stake, and because sometimes they don't want to. They have a cycle of four years election, and they look from this perspective. Okay, I have to deal with this stuff, but to deal with the bigger stuff, to be a leader who takes responsibility, who tells clearly what is going on and what is the stakes, those politicians is a small number. So just look at the longer run and longer understand that your national interest is not only about this year budget, but in 10 years it's about staying as a country. That would make things much easier for cooperation of such countries. When you don't play everyday politics just to, opposition to opposition, who comes to power, have election next year and things like that. When you look at the longer perspective and you understand from the national interests of your country, we can sit, we can discuss, and we find solution, because we are stronger in any aspect of it. Stronger military, stronger economically, stronger politically, stronger in any sense, if we look at the reality. The thing is, those guys know what they are doing. They want to ruin the system and this way that we live in, and this way they want to get to the power and be the ones that creates the rules for the game. We on our side, sitting in our small rooms and doing our small things, thinking that okay, it will somehow, the situation will be solved somehow just by itself. It won't happen. Lenin told capitalists will sell us the rope that we will hang them on. This is very true these days. Again, capitalists will sell us the rope we're gonna hang them on. And communists and Russians believe this. They see that they can find some, niches in every society that would go along with that, because they want to do business, they have interests in there, things like that. They know that they can corrupt and buy. This is the biggest problem.
Taiwanese people know about the sinning revolution of Lithuania, of the Baltic states, of the unity and the spirit of fighting for freedom.
Yeah.
And for many Taiwanese people, actually, what happened in late 80s, early 90s in the Baltic states became an inspiration to move forward the further democratization. Do you have any stories of that period to share with the Taiwanese people?
You know, when I was in Taiwan, I was talking with people. It was very interesting for me, fascinating to feel the atmosphere. And what I felt with deep inside the people of Taiwan is I feel some kind of feeling of unjust of not being heard in the world. They are seeing that sometimes they are being, if I may, sold because of interests of the big guys dealing with big stuff. And where is the position from Taiwan, for Taiwan and Lithuania come from, and our understanding of the issue? When we got our independence in 1990, what happened? We declared our independence, and what happened? Big countries was telling us, shh, what are you doing? We are dealing with Gorbachev now. Gorbachev is good in our sense. You are ruining the game of Gorbachev. We are playing serious game. It was the talks of realpolitik as
But he was killing Lithuanian people.
But he was killing
tanks.
and going with the tanks,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So what happened? We saw how world that we trust, believe, and we want to be part of was saying us, look, you have to, we will see later how we are dealing with you. Your independence is ruining our game in some cases, you know? And the feeling of this stayed with us, this unjust feeling stayed with us. And you know what happened? After some times, small Iceland, said, we recognize your independence. Small Iceland was making a lot of business because we were selling the fish to the Soviet Union. And economically, it was very, very bad for them, you know? But they said, we will go ahead because we believe these people. So what's happening now, what I'm seeing with Taiwan, I see the same injustice in some cases. I'm seeing injustice like not getting them to some institution that they will be very beneficial for the institution.
Like the WHO?
Absolutely. And it would be beneficial for the institution. Look at what happened with the COVID. Didn't you learn anything? And I understand the feeling of Taiwanese people in the sense. We, in a little sense, went through the same criteria. Of course, it's some differences, but you understand my paradoxal similarities. It's about the big guys playing realpolitik and trying not to shush you. And these kids we was kids at the games, we grow up and I'm sitting here with you. And the people in the government, Minister of Foreign Affairs, our Prime Minister, they also was kids at the time. They saw this unjust and that stayed with them. And now they become grown up and they understand the world that we are living in. We are European Union, we are in NATO, but in some cases when we can help and just send the signal to Taiwanese, we want to be a little bit different than the countries that happened at that times. We want to say, look, we want to have some values because they are the things that we are living here for, what we are living for. So this is where it comes from, this is what I see in Taiwanese. And the biggest lesson, answering to your question also, is, you know, our success story, because we are a success story. If you look at the Lithuania, what happened with our country in this period, going from the Soviet Union to this day, if you would come to this place 30 years ago, and now it's different world. We are different people becoming different. We are becoming a normal West country. Our problem becoming West problems to go to Oppenheimer or to Barbie movie and things like that. We are solving this kind of question and not how to get bread in a shop, you know, like 30 years ago. So what is happening? What I learned, the biggest lesson for me is always was never go to compromise with a system that you don't trust. They will deal with you and they will eat you alive. This is the biggest lesson if you want to be free, and we said we will be free country, we will go to the reforms, whatever is needed to get to the European Union, to get NATO, and to get as far away from the Russia.
这次也很感谢 Matas 愿意接受我的采访。那各位对立陶宛支持台湾的看法是什么？觉得未来两个国家的关系会怎么样发展？请在留言处留言。如果喜欢这支影片的话，也很欢迎赞助我的频道，有应援科技跟 Patron 这两个网站的连接。我是斯坦，我们下次见，再会了。